So this plan is actually my father's plan that he wants to build. I'm just up here speaking for him because I was on the zoning board and I'm familiar with everything with the town code. So I got everything from CPL today. I spoke with our engineer and he has a copy of this, so he said it's not an issue. He's gonna take care of everything and then resubmit it back to you guys so that you can take a look at it. The only thing that he was questioning out of your whole list of stuff that you had was a stop sign at the end of the driveway. He couldn't find that in code, or just, did you guys want to reference that?
It's not in the code, as far as I know. It's just kind of a good practice at this point, since you would have potentially 8 bedrooms and
Okay.
the same number of cars.
That was the only thing that stood out to him. So just where we are right now with this, obviously, we have, the architect has been doing work for us. We have the floor plans and the grades and everything, the survey. I have the site plan that I submitted as well, which a lot of that was just, I would say it's housekeeping stuff that was not included on there as far as setbacks and numbers and everything else, which I'm not worried about that. Everything was submitted to the county for the septic system, the soils, the perk tests have been done. The county did give conditional approval for the project pending the town planning board's approval. So all the numbers work out with the perk and the ground and everything else. So that's not an issue. The only other thing that we're gonna do, and we have to wait until we get the approvals, we're gonna go in there and sink another well in, because the old well is closer out to the front of the road, and after that, it just comes down to getting everything in line, get the financing in line to build the project. So
Okay, and since this is your first time, Michael, why don't you go back to the plan and just walk everyone
Yep.
through the,
So, you folks all have the copy of the plan. It's a pretty simple, 2-bedroom, 4-unit. We did that, and one of the reasons my father did purchase the property is because there was a pre-existing building there. So there was a 4-unit apartment building that was on that lot previously. That's what the lot was chopped up and done, I think it's what it's 1.33 acres or 1.35 acres. So we're staying actually under the footprint of what the original building was. The original building was probably about 100 feet long that was there. So we're staying under that. I think, what are we right now? We're 72.6 by 31. And all the bedrooms and the living units are all within town code for a 2-bedroom unit. And that's pretty much it. We're gonna rebuild on the property in a different spot. We're gonna go back farther in. The original structure was out closer to the road, so we're just gonna go back in, kind of to the middle of the property. It's pretty private there, and it's nice.
okay, and could you just go to the site plan? I noticed that, that CPL commented, and Megan, I'll let you as well, but I just want to move directly to this, that landscaping and lighting plans should be provided with the next submittal. Could you just, I think it'd be helpful to you to just discuss that a little bit.
So the only thing that he had listed for lighting on there is we're gonna do coach lights out in front of the doors, unless something else is asked of us.
Do you have the
I
site plan?
don't
This one
have
doesn't
a
have-
copy
oh, I
of the
can
site
look
plan
over it.
there.
Got it in my box. Okay. All right, so you think that'll be sufficient lighting, because that covers all of the parking that's right there in front of the buildings? Okay.
Yeah. The engineer didn't seem to think that that was gonna be an issue. The back of the property is gonna be, I'll just come up here. So the majority of the rear of the property is gonna be the septic system, and that's gonna be your secondary if the primary system fails. Things gonna be done with infiltrators. They work quite well. There's gonna be two 1250 tanks there that goes into a 2,500 gallon gray water tank, and then it's gonna be pumped up the hill. We chose this location so that we gave pretty much everybody the maximum amount of privacy that's in the neighborhood. The other structures over there, there's a house over here. If we moved it back up farther, everybody would have been looking in this is nice and flat in there, so it's easier to build on, it's a lot easier to build on, so.
And do you have any landscaping plans on the side or in
I was gonna say, are there
front?
trees there?
There was a bunch of dead, ash trees that I cut down because the neighbor was concerned about them falling, so I didn't want them to fall over into his property. Right in front of the building, we were just gonna put in some rhododendrons with some hardscaping with some stone. That lasts the best. The mulch you buy the stuff is junk, and it doesn't last.
Okay. Megan, why don't you go through your comments, and then, everyone has the letter, but you can just highlight them. And then, Megan, if you have any comments, and then we'll open it up to the board for comments. Michael?
A lot of mine were more plan comments, just because this was kind of the initial plan. I'm sure they didn't want to go all in on that. We do need an EAF, since we have to circulate to the county, and this is a brand new structure. The setbacks look like they should be fine, we're just missing the bulk and area table. There is an existing structure on the site, what is that?
There's nothing there.
There is, and it's shown on the plan.
There's nothing there. There was an old shed that was there
Okay.
that
And
we
it's
ripped
been
down.
removed since.
Yeah, we ripped it down. I went over to the building department, they looked it up, they said it was an illegal structure, go ahead and rip it down.
Okay. Let's see. I think other than that, a lot of this is just fleshing out the plans.
Okay. Great. Megan, any comments?
I don't have any comments, so.
Okay. All right, comments from the board?
So there was a structure there that was an apartment type of building, or?
Yeah, there was an apartment building there originally. It was 100 by whatever, it was a pretty big building. That burned down quite a while ago, but that's what the property was, when it was subdivided off of whatever it was subdivided up for that building.
Are these going to be rental units or like
Yeah,
condos?
they're gonna be rental units.
I think I'm more interested in the fact that you said the septic system's is up the hill. And I didn't know septic systems could go up.
Yeah, there's a pump in there. So,
I imagine there's a pump in there, but I'm just like, I'm actually baffled that it's, like an 8-bedroom.
here's your two septic tanks. They go into the gray water tank.
Yeah.
And from the gray water tank, it's pumped up to the distribution box.
Yeah, I just never, I'm just not,
Yeah. No, it's.
I always thought it was.
Think it's flowing
go
downhill, yeah.
downwards. Like, I've never
I
heard
mean,
of it going upwards.
we very easily could have done that, but the problem is it would have encroached on people's privacy, so.
Yeah, because then you'd have to put the building here and the septic there.
Correct.
Yeah, no, I totally understand,
But yeah, it's not a,
Did you look up, does Dutchess County have certain codes in like rental units for that type of thing?
no, it's built to the engineer standards.
Okay.
It passed the perk test for the flow rate, and he
Yeah.
just submitted it to the county, and the county was fine with it. Like I said, they've
Okay.
given a conditional approval on it, so.
Learn something new every day.
Other comments? I think, Mike, it might be nice to do some landscaping out front. We
Mhm.
always ask that for any kind of commercial establishment or residential. And I think just also because we try to screen, quote, parking from the streets. And so this will be, a line of parking. And so I think some sort of landscaping plan, just
Okay.
right in there.
So the only problem that I'll tell you that we're gonna run into with that is the slope that's in here.
Mhm.
And this is part of the old foundation to the structure.
Mhm.
I don't really know what you're gonna get that's gonna be viable in there, because it's a foundation. I mean, if you want it filled in, I can fill it in, I can get material in there. But it slopes down pretty good to the road, and I would be concerned about anything, as the tree grows, if it falls.
Right. Sometimes even, if you're, also since you're on an upward slope, even some boxwoods
Okay,
along there, something like that. I mean,
that's,
I
that's
think
fine.
everybody could take a
The,
drive by.
holly,
Holly is
because
also,
the daily leaves on,
Mhm.
the slow grow.
yeah,
I mean, if you want pine, I can put white pines in there too. I mean, that's gonna give you the ultimate amount of privacy. It's just nice because when you stand up there, you can look over and you can see the mill park over here, and you can see the village itself.
Right.
I just thought it.
yeah,
looked
I think
aesthetically
sometimes,
nice like
I
that.
think sometimes just having some greenery, just so it's not just a
Yep,
plain, you know, and, maybe if people take a drive-by by next, you know, you can do a sort of rudimentary plan, and then by the next,
yep,
meeting, we could add in and
absolutely.
have a
I think
look.
I know, yeah, I know where it is now.
So,
Yeah, if-
Everyone
if
at that-
anybody, I guess you
Yeah.
guys have my phone number. If anybody wants to see it, just call me.
yeah,
I'm right in town. I have a very flexible schedule. I'm a fireman, so I can take you over there and show you the whole thing.
perfect, okay. Anything else? From anyone? So next steps would be just, meeting the comments
Yep,
and the EAF to apply. It is a site plan, so we have to go through a public hearing. I would presume if we meet all these, we can talk about landscaping. It doesn't have to be complete. I know that, we would want to circulate to county planning by the next meeting.
Yep.
Be able to, so that they would have their 30-day period before, if you were holding a public
Absolutely.
hearing in January. And I think we can, if everyone takes a drive-by and just has a look at it, and we can have a discussion. I think with your lighting, just if you bring a picture of whatever you plan to put on
Yep.
the buildings, that
Okay.
would be great.
yeah, not a problem.
All right? Any other comments or questions? Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you,
Great.
guys.
We'll see you next month. And I will make a motion that we close the planning board meeting. Do I have a second?
Second?
Second from Trish. Thank you all.
Thank you.
If everyone would just,
Right there.